Welcome to this week's edition of the Kirkintilloch and Bishopbriggs Herald Talking Newspaper podcast. As published on Wednesday the 17th of September 2025. Read and recorded by volunteers for Bishopbriggs-based charity, Cue and Review Print Speaking to the Blind, for the benefit of local visually and reading impaired people.
Taking Away the Top Title by Julie Curry. Cha-Cha G's in Bishopbriggs has been crowned Takeaway of the Year at the 2025 Scottish Takeaway Awards. For manager Zahiv Jamil, who has been at the helm for 9 years, and his 8-strong team, it's a huge accolade, and their very first award. Sadly, they were unable to attend the ceremony in Glasgow due to earlier commitments, but the award will take pride of place in their Auchinairn Road premises. Zahiv said, "I was on holiday at the time and got a phone call to alert me. I was ecstatic. It's great news for the whole team and a massive pat on the back for all the staff. We can't thank our customers enough for nominating and voting for us. It's a clear sign that we're doing something right." Specialising in authentic Indian cuisine, kebabs and pizzas, Cha-Cha G's was established around 15 years ago and has become a huge hit with locals in the years since. The Scottish Takeaway of the Year is the first award it has bagged, but Zahiv hopes it won't be the last. He added, "I'd like to say a huge thank you to the team, because without them it wouldn't be possible. We have a team ethos which every member of staff is told to follow when they start. If you wouldn't eat it yourself, don't serve it. It's a simple motto, but everyone in the team knows to flag issues up if there are any problems. Our Takeaway of the Year award will be taking pride of place in our premises. It's a great reminder of our ethos, as well as a thank you to all the customers in the area who helped us secure it." That article was written by Julie Curry and it was read by Jahan.
This week in history. September the 20th, 1961. The first non-stop swim across the Channel and back was started by Argentinian Antonio Albertondo. He successfully completed the feat after 43 hours, 10 minutes. September 21st, 1981. Belize, originally known as British Honduras, gained its independence. On this day last year, Daniel Dubois retained his IBF World Heavyweight title with a 5th-round knockout of Anthony Joshua. September 22nd, 1972. Idi Amin gave Uganda's 8,000 agents 48 hours to leave the country. September 23rd, 1964. The first performance of Fiddler on the Roof took place in New York, with Zero Mostel singing If I Were a Rich Man. September 24th, 1960. The first nuclear-powered aircraft carrier, the USS Enterprise, was launched in Newport, Virginia. On this day last year, a man who authorities say staked out Donald Trump for 12 hours on his golf course in Florida and wrote of his desire to kill him was indicted on charges that he attempted to assassinate a major presidential candidate. That was This Week in History, read by Ian.
Council aims to deliver excellence for children by Julie Curry. Councillors at last week's Education Committee heard about the progress East Dunbartonshire's Education Service is making in delivering its service plan for 2025 to 2028. A 3-year rolling plan, it sets out priorities and actions for improvement in schools, early learning and childcare, and across the education service. Councillors get regular updates as officers keep track of progress and work towards continuous improvement. This latest Standards and Quality Report comes in the wake of Education Scotland's thematic review of the Council's education services last September, which said, "The culture of high levels of trust, High aspirations and high expectations permeates all levels of the system. The relationship-based approach leads to highly effective collaboration at all levels, with a strong focus on improving experiences for children and young people. The report outlined how attainment at all levels in literacy and numeracy in primary and secondary schools continues to be above the national average, and how 98.6% of school leavers went into a positive destination. Councillor Linda Williamson, Education Committee convener, said, "We aim to deliver excellence and equity for all children, young people, families and communities in East Dunbartonshire, and we can see from this report that that is what is being achieved by teams across the service. The report shows in detail the high standards that are being met, but more importantly, it shows a determination to build on those successes and lead the sector in improving and changing how we do things. The focus is on helping every child and young person to experience great teaching, to build their confidence and equip them for future success." The report also highlighted examples of the work being done with and for children and young people and their families. This includes 261 young people supported by the Council's mentoring programme in partnership with MCR Pathways, and more than 350 local families being supported through bespoke, one-to-one parenting interventions, as well as an Additional Support Needs ASN showcase held in Woodland View School, attended by more than 300 practitioners. That article was written by Julie Curry.
Strong exam results praised. School pupils in East Dunbartonshire celebrated strong exam results when compared to 2024. The pass rate for National 5 was almost 83%, almost 82% of those taking hires were successful, and more than 3/4 of pupils passed in advanced hires, with academic performance in East Dunbartonshire exceeding the national average. Local schools also noted improvement in 7 out of the 8 criteria against which performance is measured. Appeals from pupils who are disappointed with their grades are currently being reviewed by the Scottish Qualifications Authority. The results were discussed at the Council's Education Committee, with convener Councillor Linda Williamson leading her colleagues in congratulating the pupils and staff. She said, "I'd like to take this opportunity to congratulate all of the young people in East Dunbartonshire who have achieved these really fantastic results. The hard work and dedication has really paid off, and results like this will open doors for our young people to many different opportunities. To those that didn't get the grades they wanted, I would say the road is not always straight, and sometimes the winding road is the more interesting one, so don't despair. Stick in and take advantage of all the advice available to you." Councillor Williamson also praised local school staff, saying it was their skill and professionalism which made the local education service one of the best in the country. That article was unattributed. It was read by me, Ian McKenna. Roadworks at Railway Bridge. In order to prevent danger to the public, the existing temporary road closure on Christen Road, Fauld Head, is being extended. Repairs have been carried out to the existing former railway bridge on Christen Road due to corrosion discovered during the site investigation for the new Cala housing development, which is currently under construction. As a result, the road closure in Christen Road will be extended between its junctions with Market Road, Kirkintilloch, and Sucking Hall Road / Murcroft Road from 6 p.m. on Sunday, September 22nd to 6 p.m. on Friday, March 31st. Alternative routes are presently being signposted. Access to the closed section of road is only maintained for vehicles engaged in the works and those vehicles requiring access to properties and land adjacent to the closed section of the road, with no access through the closed section of road for emergency service vehicle. That article was unattributed. We want women to know that they can thrive here. Article written by Paul Kiddy. Aspiring female business owners in East Dunbartonshire will have the chance to learn about building a successful company at a free workshop today, Wednesday. Delivered by Inspirant, one of Scotland's leading business support agencies, the Women Can Roadshow will explore the unique challenges facing women in business while building practical strategies to boost confidence, overcome barriers, and move forward with purpose. Up to 40 delegates can attend the event, the first of its kind since before the COVID pandemic, and is funded through the UK Shared Prosperity Fund, which is being staged in the Kirkintilloch Town Hall from 10 AM to 3:30 PM. From real-life founder stories to hands-on sessions, including finance and marketing, as well as insights on networking, the day will cover a wide range of topics designed to help businesswomen feel more empowered, supported and connected as they set out on their respective journeys. The roadshow is aimed at pre-start and early-stage female entrepreneurs, including recent startups, early-stage business owners, retirees who may wish to start a business, and graduates considering self-employment as a career path. It is open to women based or planning to start up in East Dunbartonshire. Inspirant has already successfully delivered similar programmes in Glasgow and Lanarkshire. Chief Executive Liz McCutcheon said, "The feedback we have been receiving has been very encouraging, and we're delighted to be working with East Dunbartonshire Council to support local female entrepreneurs. This workshop is a safe space to pause, reflect and explore. There's so much talent and potential here, and, with our wealth of expertise in supporting women in business, we're proud to share that experience to help spark new ideas, build confidence and encourage growth across the community." Councillor Pamela Marshall, Place, Neighbourhoods and Corporate Assets Committee Vice Convener, added, "We are thrilled to be working in partnership with Inspirant. Our community is full of talent, and we want women to know that their businesses can thrive here." That article was written by Paul Kiddy.
Think twice before leaving. This article is unattributed. NHS Greater Glasgow and Clyde is asking people who drive to its hospitals to park responsibly. For many, taking the bus or train is not a viable option, but those who need to drive are asked to leave plenty of time before their appointment or start of their shift to find a parking space. NHS GGC is also asking people to think of others before they park up. William Hunter, Estates and Facilities Deputy Director, said, "We are aware that parking can be challenging for patients, visitors and staff, and we'd like to thank the vast majority of those who use our sites for their patience and consideration. However, once one person parks inappropriately, others follow, potentially causing a significant issue for emergency vehicles, public transport and vulnerable people." NHS GGC would also like to remind people that its sites are working healthcare environments with emergency vehicles, pedestrians and public transport requiring access around the clock. As such, asking yourself a few simple questions when parking could make a great difference. Am I parking in a marked bay appropriate for me? Is this space for holders of a blue badge? Is this a restricted area? Am I blocking pedestrians? William added, "If you need to drive to any of our sites, please leave plenty of time to find a space that's appropriate for you. Please just ask yourself the questions above before you leave your vehicle. The advice is simple. Think twice before you park." That article was unattributed.
Human toll of drug deaths. The latest drug death figures have been described as a tragic human toll of the SNP's failure. With 15 people losing their lives to drugs in East Dunbartonshire last year, it represents the second highest yearly figure in the last 15 years. Only in 2021 were more lives lost, with 16 people recorded as losing their lives as a result of drugs that year. In 2024, 6 local people died as a consequence of drugs. Since 2010, 117 drug deaths have been recorded in Eastern Bartonshire. Dr Pangosso, Scottish Conservative and Unionist MSP for West Scotland, said, "These latest statistics highlight the tragic human toll of years of SNP failure. My thoughts are with all those people who are grieving the loss of a loved one. Too many people have lost their lives due to drugs since the SNP came to power, and ministers still have no credible strategy." That article was unattributed. It was read by me, Ian McKenna. Gaelic has a valuable role. Report by Julie Curry. Eastern Bartonshire is holding a Gaelic Day, offering residents a great opportunity to learn more about the language and Gaelic culture. It has been organised by Bishopbriggs Gaelic Club, working in partnership with the Eastern Bartonshire Council. The event will be hosted in the Woodhill Evangelical Church Hall in Bishopbriggs from 9:30am to 3pm on Saturday, September 27th. The Gaelic Day is aimed to anyone aged 18 and above and will cost £15 for residents and £20 for non-residents. Gaelic classes will be offered for recent beginners, intermediate and advanced learners. Councillor Gordon Lowe, Eastern Bartonshire Council leader, said, "Eastern Bartonshire Gaelic Day has been organised to introduce people to Gaelic and its important place in our history and the Scotland of today. Gaelic has a significant place in Eastern Bartonshire. The language is on our coat of arms, in our place names, in our schools and in many of our homes. The Council believes that the Gaelic language has a valuable role to play in promoting diversity and inclusion. We are committed to working with Gaelic-speaking communities and individuals to help support the language and ensure it continues to thrive in Eastern Bartonshire. Supporting people who wish to speak Gaelic through these classes is an important way of helping sustain its development. The recent Bishopbriggs Gaelic Club beginners class is ideal for learners who have completed an introductory course or have some understanding of Scottish Gaelic. Its intermediate class is designed for learners who are ready to take their conversation skills further along through gaining more knowledge of grammatical structures. The advanced class is for adults who want to develop and practice their grammar and expand their conversational abilities. To book your place at the Gaelic Day event, you can go online. Please note, priority will be given to Eastern Bartonshire residents. That article was written by Julie Curry. Emergency Services Tribute. The nation's emergency services personnel and those killed in the line of duty were remembered around the country last Tuesday. The annual 999 Emergency Services Day was launched in 2018. It fittingly begins at 9am on September the 9th to represent the 9th hour of the 9th day of the 9th month. Provost Gillian Rennick met with local representatives of Police Scotland, the Scottish Fire and Rescue Service and the Scottish Ambulance Service to thank them on behalf of the people of Eastern Bartonshire. They joined hard on raising a special Emergency Services Day flag at Council headquarters in Kirkintilloch. Gillian said, "We never know the day or hour we will rely on a paramedic, the SFRS or the police to save our lives or the lives of those we love. We must also remember the personnel who have suffered injury or lost their lives in the line of duty. Their job can be extremely dangerous, and it is important we never take their commitment to protecting us for granted." That article is unattributed. Poppy Scotland appeals for local area organisers. Report by Julie Curry. Without volunteers, the Scottish Poppy Appeal simply could not happen. Volunteers are at the heart of everything Poppy Scotland does. Their dedication keeps the charity's work visible in communities across Scotland and ensures that every donation translates into real, practical support for the armed forces community. In preparation for the 2025 Poppy Appeal, the charity is asking readers in East Dunbartonshire to step forward and be part of something truly meaningful. Its biggest annual fundraising campaign depends on Poppy Appeal area organisers, AOs, across the country to coordinate their collections in their local communities in October, leading up to Remembrance Sunday, this year on November the 9th. Poppy Scotland is looking for more AOs in the wider Glasgow area to help deliver this year's vital appeal. These volunteers play a key role in their community by distributing poppies and collection tins to busy shops, bars, local venues and, where possible, arranging collections in supermarkets, shopping centres and transport hubs. Volunteers also meet new people and act as the friendly local face of Poppy Scotland. Richard Todd, Poppy Appeal National Manager, said, "The Scottish Poppy Appeal is vital to our work. It raises funds that enable us to provide year-long support to veterans, serving members of the armed forces and their families. Last year, our welfare team helped more than 800 individuals and families with needs ranging from housing and finance to mobility and mental health. We also reached many more through funding provided to a partner organisation such as Legion Scotland, SACRO, and the Forces Employment Charity. Our support is of the highest standard, but none of it would be possible without the dedication of our volunteers. Every year, they line the streets of Scotland with their iconic red tins, reading vital funds for the public. That's why we are calling on anyone willing and able to join our team. Full training and support will be provided, and you'll have the chance to make a real difference. For more information, visit www.poppyscotland.org/get-involved/volunteering/area-organiser. That report was written by Julie Curry.
Support for Startups by Julie Curry. Residents in East Dunbartonshire are being encouraged to start their own business with the help of Business Gateway. The National Business Support Service is promoting Scottish Startup Month, a nationwide campaign to celebrate Scotland's entrepreneurial spirit. Running through September, it is designed to inspire and support anyone with a business idea to take their first step. Business Gateway is encouraging aspiring local entrepreneurs who are looking to start a business or take their side hustle further to explore the wide range of free support available. This support includes one-to-one guidance from experienced local business advisors, webinars, online resources and reviews of business plans, as well as access to market research reports. Business Gateway's services are available to businesses at every stage in their journey. One of the key resources is Business Gateway's Planning to Start tool, an online questionnaire designed to help individuals assess their readiness to start a business. By answering a few quick questions, users can access a startup toolkit filled with resources, advice, webinars, and specific support for their business. It also connects them directly with relevant Business Gateway services and local advisors, making it easier to access tailored support from day one. Hugh Lightbody, Business Gateway Chief Officer, said, "Scotland has no shortage of ambition, creativity and drive, but taking that first step can often feel overwhelming. With Scottish Startup Month, we want to show that help is not only available, but easy to access. Whether you're starting a side project or planning your next big idea, we're here to help turn that into something real. This collective backing will help spotlight the power of local enterprise and build a stronger entrepreneurial ecosystem across the country." Scottish Startup Month is backed by Deputy First Minister Kate Forbes and is supported by a group of business ambassadors. Kate said, "Entrepreneurs and start-up companies are the backbone of our economy, and it has been very encouraging to see a number of different sources indicating a significant increase in Scottish start-up companies being created. This indicates a confidence in the business environment and conditions being created to encourage any business-minded person who wants to start or develop their business idea to do so. Business founders need the right support at the right time to help ensure they can develop, grow and prosper. I would encourage anyone who is considering starting or scaling up a business to get in touch with Business Gateway and the other organisations supporting Scotland's entrepreneurial talent up and down the country to start a conversation, find out more, and get the right help to ensure your business can start, scale and thrive. To find out more about how Business Gateway can help your business, visit www.bgateway.com. Businesses interested in pledging support for Scottish Startup Month can also visit bgateway.com/Startup Month for more information. That article was written by Julie Curry.
Church is highly praised. A guiding light is commended. Report by Julie Curry. An East Dunbartonshire church has been recognised for its inspirational work in enriching community well-being and encouraging people to be environmentally conscious. Milton of Campsie Parish Church has been commended in the Scottish Parliament for delivering a range of mission outreach projects aimed at tackling climate change and supporting some of the most vulnerable people in society. Rona Mackay, MSP for Strathkelvin and Bearsden, said the congregation is dedicated to serving the local community and is a wonderful example for other churches, charities and community groups. She lodged a motion of congratulations at Holyrood that has been backed by cross-party MSPs in a show of appreciation for the congregation and their inspirational leadership team. Church Minister Reverend Julie Moody said the congregation is delighted that their work, following Jesus' teachings to express love and practical care for people, has been recognised. She said, Mission outreach is underpinned by the Church of Scotland's 5 marks of mission, which includes a commitment to respond to human need by loving service. Milton of Campsie Parish Church motto is All for Jesus, and it works to bring Christ's teaching alive in our world today. The Parliament motion recognised the dedication of the congregation's treasure team, who give freely of their time, energy and enthusiasm to encourage good stewardship of the planet. It noted the wide range of activities that the church runs for the community, from its reconfigured and upgraded hall and new build sanctuary, and believes that this enables optimal use of the church's modern building with its air source heat pump, triple glazing, industry-leading insulation and other climate-friendly features. The motion also marvelled at the church garden, which includes apple trees and a wildflower area, supporting young people to get involved in enjoying nature and learning about the benefits of encouraging pollination and ecosystems, and applauded by the efforts of the church in recycling, reusing, and also finding new homes for pre-loved furniture, clothing, baby items, and food that might otherwise be disposed of. It highlighted the success of the recent annual uniform recycling project and the support of families in donating gently worn items, while endorsing the ethos of reducing paper use for church communications wherever possible, while raising awareness of eco matters and sharing eco tips with every local resident through the quarterly magazine, The Messenger. Julie said the uniform recycling project was organised by the Treasure Team in partnership with Craighead Primary School. She said, during the fortnight of Go Mad mission in August, we were delighted to welcome Rona Mackay MSP. Rona had come to meet with some of her Treasure Team, who encourage and mobilise the congregation to be good stewards of God's creation. She heard about lots of work that goes on throughout the year, but our pre-loved uniform project and the litter pick are very much part of the Go Mad event. The congregation knows, through these very practical initiatives, we can be good news to our local community. The Eco Congregation also hosts a coffee morning on Tuesdays that provides a welcoming space for anyone to chat, work, or simply catch up with friends in an informal, warm space. The continued vision and hard work of all at Milton of Campsie Parish Church in making it an accessible, friendly place at the heart of the community was noted in Parliament. The motion also recognised the powerful impact that churches can have on the community well-being, while enabling engagement in tackling environmental issues, and sent its warmest wishes to the members of the congregation and everyone who is supported by their love. Julie said the artwork, showing the crucified Christ as a refugee, was the church's community art project, designed by Jenny Wilson. She added, "Many people contributed to the final work, encapsulating the overall theme of the Go Mad fortnight, where the Paddington-based Marmalada Holiday Club and other events each day encourage people to consider the plight of refugees." Rona lodged a motion in the Scottish Parliament after her visit. She said, "It was a privilege to be able to spend time with the inspirational team at Milton of Campsie Parish Church. Initiatives to tackle climate change are woven through every part of their church and community outreach, which is a wonderful example for other churches, charities and community groups. This deserves to be celebrated and commended. This is a congregation that is dedicated to serving their community, and I can see why so many local people are attracted by its warmth, care and impact." That report was written by Julie Curry.
Genetic Test for Newborn Babies by Julie Curry. A groundbreaking genetic test that reduces the risk of deafness in newborn babies is being introduced by NHS Greater Glasgow and Clyde, NHS GGC. Part of a national rollout funded by the Scottish Government, the Rapid Point of Care test was launched this month. It identifies a genetic variant that can cause permanent hearing loss when babies are treated with the common antibiotic gentamicin. The GeniDrive test allows for more tailored care, with babies identified to have the variant provided with an alternative antibiotic. It will start being used for babies requiring antibiotic treatment for infections within the neonatal intensive care unit at the Royal Hospital for Children, RHC, in Glasgow, with the Royal Alexandra Hospital and Princess Royal Maternity Hospital to follow soon after. It will be rolled out to all territorial health boards with neonatal units over the next 18 months. The initiative follows an assessment by the Chief Scientist Office funded Accelerated National Innovation Adoption, or ANAA, pathway, led by the Centre for Sustainable Delivery, CFSD, and a programme for government commitment from the Scottish Government to provide £800,000 to support national adoption. NHS GGC, through the West of Scotland Innovation Hub, recommended the test for consideration by ANIA. It follows the ongoing UK-wide Pharmacognetics to Avoid Loss of Hearing, or PALO, programme and an assessment by the Scottish Health Technologies Group. Public Health Minister Jenny Minto recently visited the RHC neonatal unit to meet clinicians and representatives from the West of Scotland Innovation Hub who have played a leading role in bringing the innovation to Scotland. She also discussed the planned national rollout with members of the CFSD. Jenny said, "I'm delighted that the Scottish Government is funding the rollout of this test across all of Scotland's neonatal units over the next 18 months. I want to thank the hard-working staff at the Neonatal Intensive Care Unit in Glasgow, who I met yesterday, and who showed me a demonstration of the genetic test for newborn babies. NHS reform in Scotland will be accelerated by scientific and technological innovation. Once fully implemented, it is anticipated that more than 3,000 newborn babies would be tested during the first year. The test was developed by the company GeniDrive in collaboration with researchers from St Mary's Hospital, part of Manchester University NHS Foundation Trust and the University of Manchester. It is currently being used in 14 neonatal units across the UK, contributing to the PALO UK study. NHS GGC is progressing staff training at the RHC, with the first test scheduled this month. Neonatal teams will be equipped to manage the testing process, adjust antibiotic treatment where necessary, and support families with confirmatory genetic testing if a positive result is found. NHS GGC is also providing real-world data from the rollout and study to support the National Institute for Health and Care Excellence, or NICE, helping to refine national guidance and inform future adoption. The rollout reflects NHS GGC's broader commitment to harnessing digital innovation, improving access to personalised care, and shifting the balance of care to prevent harm before it occurs through its Transforming Together programme. Dr. Helen McDevitt, NHS GGC consultant neonatologist and clinical lead for the PALO UK study at the RHC, said, "The introduction of this point-of-care genetic testing for newborn babies requiring antibiotic treatment for bacterial infection is a landmark moment for neonatal care in Scotland. We are taking a vital step in preventing avoidable hearing loss in newborns and ensuring safer, more personalised treatment. We were pleased to meet Public Health Minister Jenny Minto to discuss the rollout, which will have a hugely positive impact on the lives of many people. Through our adoption of this test, NHS GGC will also be able to provide real-work data to support NICE in order to help inform its national guidance." Katie Cuthbertson, National Associate Director of the Centre for Sustainable Delivery, said, "We are delighted to support the rapid adoption of this pioneering genetic test. It will help prevent avoidable hearing loss across Scotland and represents a major step forward in delivering safer, more personalised care for newborns. We are excited to continue to collaborate with boards and clinicians across NHS Scotland." Gino Miele, Genedrive Chief Executive Officer, added, "We are proud that NHS Scotland has sought to implement our interventional rapid genetic test nationally, ensuring over time that it is available to neonates over Scotland who might otherwise be at risk of hearing loss." That article was written by Julie Curry. Have Your Say on Future of School Inspections by Julie Curry. Every child in Scotland has the right to an education that helps them thrive. To make sure inspections play their full part in achieving that, His Majesty's Chief Inspector of Education has launched a national consultation on the future of school inspections. School Inspections Are Changing, Shape What's Next invites everyone from learners and parents and carers to educators to share their views on how inspections can best support schools' improvement and provide public confidence in the quality of education. Janie McManus, HM Chief Inspector of Education, said, "School inspections must do more than measure performance. They should shine a light on what really makes learners thrive. At their best, inspections amplify strengths, share effective practice, and support schools to improve. We also have a duty to act when the system isn't delivering what children need. That's why we want to gather a wide range of perspectives on the current inspection process. We want to hear directly from learners, parents, carers and educators about how inspections should evolve, from how we carry them out to how we share their findings. By contributing your views, you will help shape an inspection system that is responsive to the diverse needs and aspirations of learners across Scotland. We want an inspection system that is fair, transparent, and firmly focused on making education better for every learner." Education Secretary Jenny Gilruth, who also attended the launch, said, "We all want to ensure that every child and young person has access to high-quality learning experiences in Scotland's schools. High standards are fundamental to our education system, and knowing what works well in our classrooms can, in turn, lead to improved performance. This consultation will help us to raise standards and drive improvement in our schools. Visit consult.gov.scot/Education Scotland/School Inspections Are Changing CYP to have your say by the deadline on November 26th. Views will also help shape how some of the new duties in the Education Scotland Act 2025 are implemented. That article was written by Julie Curry.
The Kirkintilloch and Bishopbriggs Herald letters page, as published on the 17th of September 2025. Let's talk. Please send your letters via email to kirkyherald@gnscotland.co.uk. That's KIRKYHERALD @JNScotland.co.uk and write letters in the subject field. Please keep letters to a maximum of 300 words. Letters cannot be published without a name and postal address. Also include a daytime phone number if possible. We reserve the right to edit any letter. Failure to deliver. Sir, last week saw the Cabinet Secretary for Health and Social Care, Neil Gray MSP, all but confirmed the Scottish Government will fail to meet its long-held promise to ensure that no one is waiting longer than a year for treatment by 2026. A clear commitment going into the Holyrood elections in 2021 has been quietly downgraded to a mere aspiration. The latest shift shouldn't come as a surprise. Indeed, the Scottish Government has failed to deliver successive waiting times targets over the past 4 years and halted its commitment to the rollout of national treatment centres as envisaged in the 2021 NHS plan. A total of 10,369 Scots were waiting for over a year for treatment in June 2025, and the 2026 target, while welcome, has long felt outside the realms of possibility. Some progress is being made to improve the lives of those living with arthritis. Record numbers of hip and knee replacements were carried out in 2024 compared to 2019. This suggests that the increased investment of £106 million announced for the last programme for government to tackle waiting times is making some difference, even if targets are not being met. It is vital that this investment is replicated over multiple years if Scotland is to effectively tackle the historical backlog and the injustice of waiting such a long time for life-changing surgery. Yours, etc., Lauren Benny, Head of Scotland versus Arthritis. Battle of Britain's 85th anniversary. Sir, on September 15th, the nation commemorated the 85th anniversary of Battle of Britain Day, when the remarkable generation that became known as the Few fought and won against incredible odds in the skies over southern Britain. 85 years on, the RAF Benevolent Fund continues to stand alongside the Royal Air Force. From the first day in uniform, throughout service, the transition into civilian life, and into retirement, we are with the RAF family every step of the way. Today we answer thousands of calls for help, supporting individuals and families in financial hardship, veterans facing loneliness and isolation, carers in need of respite, and those struggling with mental health. As we commemorate and remember the courage and sacrifice of all those who played such a vital role in the Battle of Britain, we recognise that the Royal Air Force of today continues to protect the skies above the UK. As they do, the RAF Benevolent Fund, like it did in 1940, stands with the RAF ready to provide meaningful support to those who serve, those who have served, and their families. If you know anyone who could benefit from our services, you can find out more at rafbf.org or call 0300 102 1919. Yours, etc. Air Commodore Simon Harper, OBE, MA, FCIPD. Director Operations, RAF Benevolent Fund. Blind Faith. Sir, a fool and his country are easily parted, but John Swinney fails to see the Scottish people are not interested in his Respecting Scotland's Right to Decide campaign. Democracy is based on the majority, and the majority vote holds sway. So, by putting contentious issues like immigration and trans rights at the top of his agenda, he has lost any support that was left. So, while his sense of duty is wearing thin on everyone, the First Minister regurgitates independence like a burp that won't go away. Unfortunately, Mr. Swinney can't see the damage he has done, and is still doing, to every part of life in Scotland. Yours, etc. Archie McKinnon, by email. Divided Society. Sir, it is chilling to think our previous First Minister can say openly that she thinks Scots lost their minds on trans debate. It implies she really does not understand the optics and harsh realities of giving a tiny minority rights that automatically must clash with the rights of the majority. When it comes to minorities, she had no qualms about incessant SNP and Green motions in Holyrood, attacking Israel, and thus attacking Scotland's Jewish communities, which are even smaller than the trans community according to the government's own figures. In reality, the SNP, with immense help from the Greens, have split Scottish society and introduced division as a political tool, particularly over independence. Ms Sturgeon has simply cherry-picked a minority to stand up for, yet has the gall to criticise those who do not share her views in such a frank manner. Was she ever the First Minister for all Scots? Yours, etc. Gerald Edwards, by email. And that was this week's letters page from the Kirkintilloch and Bishopbriggs Herald, as published on Wednesday, the 17th of September 2025. Better access at event venues. Report by Julie Curry. Scotland's Culture Secretary Angus Robertson has thrown his support behind Sight Scotland's Accessible Venues campaign. It aims to make every theatre, concert hall and cultural venue in Scotland fully accessible for people with vision impairment. In 2024, Sight Scotland and Sight Scotland veterans published the Accessible Venues Report, which revealed major barriers faced by visually impaired audiences, including inaccessible booking systems, poor communication, lack of audio descriptions or touch tours, untrained staff, and poor design features such as low colour contrast. The Culture Secretary recently met with members of Sight Scotland's policy group, all of whom have visual impairment, alongside representatives from the Royal Scottish National Orchestra, RSNO, who were pleased to share their progress in improving accessibility. However, the meeting highlighted that accessibility in the arts still requires change across the entire process, from buying a ticket online or over the phone, to travelling to the venue, the performance experience and returning home. Angus said, "I was pleased to meet with Sight Scotland and the RSNO to hear about the inspiring work already underway to help make sure that all blind and visually impaired people can enjoy Scotland's cultural venues." There are lots of ways venues can make their customer journeys even more accessible. Whether in the process for booking tickets, helping people to find the correct seat, buying refreshments or considerations around how to get home, small changes can make a big difference. Amanda Whitfield, a Sight Scotland Policy Group member from Edinburgh who was diagnosed with Stargardt disease in 2016, explained the barriers she still faces. "Since the launch of Sight Scotland's Accessible Venues report, I have seen some improvements, but not consistently, and that is the problem," she said. Vision impairment is an invisible disability, and too often venues simply do not realise what they should be doing. Tickets remain a massive problem, and this gives me a huge anxiety. As everything is digital now, I'm repeatedly shut out of something that should be for everyone. Instead of speaking to a person who understands my needs, I'm stuck in an endless online queue, forced to pick a seat from an inaccessible visual plan, while battling websites that do not work with Zoom or screen readers. Enjoying a concert should not be this hard. Mark Ballard, Sight Scotland and Sight Scotland Veterans Head of Campaigns, said he was grateful to the Culture Secretary for listening directly to people with vision impairment about the barriers. He added, "Visually impaired people are clear that they need to know accessibility will be consistent across every venue. People with vision impairment deserve the same confidence as anyone else when buying a ticket or attending a show. True accessibility is not about one solution for everyone. It's about responding to different needs." For further information, visit sightscotland.org.uk. That's sightscotland.org.uk. That report was written by Julie Curry.
Good day to you. It's Philip here from Q and Review, reading the church news from the Kirkintilloch Herald. Hope this recording finds you well. And we go, first of all, as we usual, to Milton of Campsie Church. There's a huge spread in the Kirky Herald this week, but this is the part that's in the church news. This is Guild Week, they say. We thank the Guild for all they do to remind us whose we are and whom we serve. This Monday, 9:45am, Baby and Toddler Group, 2pm Hobbies Group, 7:30pm Badminton Club. And then on Tuesdays, 9:30am, Cafe Connect. Wednesday, 7pm, time as well, time to pray. And at 7:45, the Kirk session. This Friday, BB at Campsie Church, Anchor Boys from 6 till 7, Junior Company sections from 7 till 8:15. Fair Trade Fortnight is looming. It runs from September the 22nd to October the 5th. Fair Trade rice is constantly on sale at the church, but look out for other activities and for the logo in our shops. Following our union vote on Sunday, October the 5th, Strathcarron Singers will give a concert at 2:30pm. Delicious tea, as usual, at 3:30pm. Admission by donation to Strathcarron Hospice. Please look out for the posters around the village. So that sounds really good. And there's also mention of a concert in St Cyprian's Church in Lenzie, Saturday, September the 27th at 7:30pm. Ailey Gilchrist, that is, and Sharon Griffiths join forces to present a beautiful programme of music for flute and harp. Programme highlights include Bach G minor sonata, Debussy's first arabesque, I think that's how you pronounce it, Ilbert Etracte, wow, funny names, and Piazzazola Bordeaux, 1900. Cafe, 1930, that's 7:30 to UB, and nightclub, 960 or 1960. So that's the news from St Cyprian's and the concert they're having. And then we move to Springfield, Cambridge, and they've got a huge announcement. On Sunday, September the 21st, morning worship will be conducted by the Reverend Ian Taylor in the sanctuary at 11am. This will be our harvest service, and also the guild dedication will take place. Sunday school will also meet in room 2. Harvest gifts and cash donations will be shared between Lodging House Mission and the local food bank at Bishopbriggs Free Church. And donations can be dropped on Saturday, September the 20th, between 10:30 and 12 noon, or brought to the church on Harvest Sunday. An offering will be taken during the service. Please place your offering in the offering place as they are passed around the congregation. Morning worship is also being live streamed on the Springfield Cambridge Church YouTube channel. A link to this can be found on the Springfield Cambridge website. Yes, you know, all the W's, springfieldcambridge.org.uk and Facebook page, where up-to-date information about events and church organisations can also be found. There will be a vestry hour on Wednesday, September the 17th from 10 till 11. Anyone wishing to speak with the Minister, there will be a midweek service on Wednesday, September the 17th at 11:10 till 11:30 in the Cambridge Chapel, followed by refreshments in the Hall of Fellowship. The Guild is inviting the congregation to join them in supporting the Eastern Bartonshire Food Bank warehouse by bringing along donations and leaving them in the cupboard in the cloakroom as usual. And a list will be attached to the door as to what is especially needed. And there will be a taster session for Springfield Cambridge Festival Chorus. Junior Church on Monday, October the 6th from 5:30pm, 7pm in room 2 at the church. Boys and girls aged 7 till 14 are welcome to come and see what it's like to sing. No addition required and no fee, with all music being provided on the day. If you would like your singer or your young singer to attend this evening, please register by emailing Catherine Taylor at CatherineJaylor, Jacqueline J. Taylor at btinternet.com, providing your child's name, a parent or carer's name, an email address and a mobile contact. And now we move to Home Church in Lammermuir Road, and there are 6 other locations that they hold services in. And there's a quote here from 1 Peter, "Give all your worries and cares to God, and He cares for you." Home Hub is now open at 82 Town Head, Kirkintilloch, drop-in cafe, food pantry, Christian counselling, recovery community, open for tea and coffee Monday, Tuesday and Friday. Sunday services at 9:30am and 11:30am in Kirkintilloch. It's the same service, just repeated because there's so many coming in the congregation. Worship service followed by refreshments. A warm welcome awaits you at either service, which will be identical as Children's Church at the same time. Monday is Ladies' Prayer Meeting on Zoom every Monday at 7pm. Read through the Bible discussion on Zoom as well every fortnight at 8pm. Tuesday is Heartbeat Bible teaching at 9:30am to 10:30am as well. Tuesday Bible study on Zoom 2:30 till 4pm. Thursday's prayer meeting in the church at 7 till 8am. Football is on at 8pm as well. Wednesday house groups for prayer and Bible study in various locations. Friday's prayer meeting is at 7:30 in the church. Friday craft and coffee at Home Hub, all welcomed at 10am. Alpha every Thursday from September the 25th. And home radio is available every day. See Facebook, Instagram and Home Church website for more information. And if you want to hear my dulcet tones and hear what God is doing across the world in mission, tune in on Monday nights to Home Radio, that is, at 8pm. And now we move to Kirkintilloch Church of God at Regent Hall, Regent Street on Sunday. There will be a good news service at 4pm. The programme will feature songs from our praise band, video clips and guest speaker Michael Johnson. A warm welcome to everyone who is able to join us. Every Wednesday the coffee corner is open from 12 to 2pm. That's 12 noon, that is, for home baking coffee, and come along, have a chat and a coffee or a cup of tea. And for up-to-date and further information on our services, visit their website, allthews.regenthall.org. The Bible says, "Seek the Lord while he may be found. Call on him while he is near." Now to Bishopbriggs and St James Church, Hilton Road, Bishopbriggs. They're still looking for a minister. And on Saturday, September the 20th, Dance and Kids is held from 10:45 till 12 noon. It's a great chance for dads and young children to get together around some banter, bacon rolls and coffee. While the kids play on Sunday, September the 21st, there will be a Sunday club at 10:30am. There's a communion service at 11am on Thursday, September the 18th in the chapel, and on Sunday, September the 21st in the chapel at 9am and 10:30am in the church. Yes, everyone is welcome. Come along to any of these services. Do stay on for tea, coffee and fellowship afterwards. And there are other virtual services and groups. For up-to-date further information, refer to their social media, Facebook, St James LS Bishopbriggs, and the website, allthews, stjamesbishopbriggs.org.uk. And now to St David's Memorial Park Church. Our service this week will be led by our local worship leaders, and their theme is a cunning plan. There is our usual short lunchtime service on Tuesday, September the 23rd at 12 noon. And this will be followed by tea and coffee. This is a very informal, all-seated service, which is held in the small hall. Our halls are fully accessible, so if you feel like you'd like to attend, but aren't sure if you'd be able or you'd be able to enter, if you're in a wheelchair, etc., then you'd be made most welcome. Come along. The Friendship Club meets on Tuesday, September the 23rd at 1:30pm to 3:30pm in the garden room. You're welcome to bring some knitting or other craft you may have or enjoy after afternoon friendly chat. Our guild meets at 7:30pm every alternate Tuesday, and on September the 16th our speakers are Kathy Rees and Christine Rose. Their talk is entitled Bare Necessities, Build My Church, Bulgaria. On September the 30th, Morag Fraser will be telling us about my beekeeping year. New members of the guild are always made very welcome. And now to St Mary's Parish Church in Kirkintilloch. The service on Sunday, September the 21st, will begin at 11am, as usual, and will be taken by the Reverend Dr. Ruth Morrison. There will be age-appropriate activities for our young people in the halls during the service. Wednesday welcome continues on Wednesday, September the 17th, when tea, coffee and home baking will be available from 10 to 11:30 in the morning. A short service taken by Ruth Morrison will begin at 11:30. On Sunday, September the 21st, tickets for the harvest lunch will be on sale after the service. Tickets cost £1 plus a donation on the day. The lunch will take place on Sunday, October the 5th, and will consist of baked potatoes with a variety of fillings, followed by a warm apple pie and cream. Sounds good to me. Our next open doors is on Wednesday, September the 8th. The church will be open from 10:30 till 3:30pm. Tea, coffee and biscuits will be available all day. At 12:30, members of the Kirkintilloch Male Voice Choir will entertain us with a variety of music. All are welcome and are free to bring their own lunch with them. In Torrance Parish Church, the morning service in person at 10:30, conducted by the Reverend Stuart Irvin. During the service, the youngsters meet together in Crest, Junior Church and Frog, that's Friends of God. To join in the service online, click on all the W's, torranceparishchurch.online.church. The cafe is open every Wednesday from 9 till 12 noon for teas, coffee and delicious home baking. Why not come and taste for yourself? To find out about all of their other weekly activity, check out their website and what's on. And you guessed it, their website, which I love because it's so short. It's all the W's, tpc.org.uk. So there you have it. That's all the church news from the Eastern Banshire area, particularly in Kirkintilloch, Bishopbriggs and Torrance and Milton, I can't say. Thank you, God bless you, and have a good week and a good weekend. In Jesus' name, amen.
District News, Wednesday the 17th of September. Nurses willing to go on strike. Nurses are in dispute with the NHS Greater Glasgow and Clyde over pay bands. RCN district nurse members in Glasgow give Health Board unequivocal message in job evaluation dispute. A huge majority of RCN district nurse members working in NHS Greater Glasgow and Clyde have indicated that they are willing to take strike action in a dispute over their pay band. In an indicative ballot, 98% said they would be willing to take industrial action, including strike action. The result shows their strength of feeling over the way they have been treated by the Health Board. RCN Scotland Board will consider the result and the next steps, including a formal statutory ballot for strike action, a legal requirement before industrial action can occur. Finance. Charities urged to apply for Thrive by the Bank of Scotland, helping financial well-being. As the cost of living crisis continues to impact, Bank of Scotland Foundation is stepping up its support for communities with the launch of its new Thrive Grants programme, a funding initiative aimed at improving financial resilience and well-being for people living in vulnerable circumstances. Poor financial resilience can have wide-ranging consequences, such as mental and physical health strain, inability to afford essentials such as food, heating and travel, social exclusion, and reduced opportunities. Thrive is designed to support charities that help individuals and families across Scotland regain control of their finances, rebuild confidence, and restore stability and dignity in their lives. Financial well-being is more than just managing money. It's about empowering people to thrive. Through Thrive, Bank of Scotland Foundation is offering multi-year unrestricted funding of up to £90,000 over 3 years, giving charities the flexibility to deliver meaningful support that meets the unique needs of their communities. Charities supported through Thrive may offer financial advice to help people manage debt, budgeting and income challenges, financial education to build long-term understanding and confidence, support to strengthen financial resilience and prepare for economic shocks, initiatives that promote good financial health through sustainable habits. Following strong demand and feedback from charities, the Foundation has extended the applications window and revised eligibility criteria, increasing the income ceiling from £300,000 to £500,000, enabling more charities to apply. Charities can request funding from £30,000 and £90,000 over 3 years, £10,000 to £30,000 per annum, with the flexibility to choose funding that best supports their sustainability. Donald McKechnie, Chair of Bank of Scotland Foundation, said, "Financial resilience is the foundation of well-being. When people feel in control of their finances, they're better equipped to manage life's challenges and plan for the future. Thrive is about getting charities the freedom and support to help people not just survive, but thrive. And we're proud to expand the programme to reach more communities across Scotland." The Thrive Grants programme is open for applications until Wednesday, September 24th. Full details and to apply visit www.bankofscotlandfoundation.org. That's www.bankofscotlandfoundation.org. Meet Summer, a bright, enthusiastic 9-month-old pup. After a rocky start to her young life, Summer is now looking for a forever family who can offer her the stability, patience, and structure she needs. Summer is full of energy and curiosity. She loves walks and has a particularly adorable habit, picking her own raspberries from the bushes as she explores. Summer sometimes finds it difficult to wind down, so a calm and supportive home environment would be ideal. She is a quick learner and would thrive with people who are interested in positive, reward-based training and can dedicate the time to guide her. To read more about Summer and all the residents at Dogs Trust West Calder, go to www.dogstrust.org.uk/West Calder. Seniors Forum. Kirkintilloch and District Seniors Forum are looking for new members to join our monthly meetings. The objective of the forum is to assist in improving the quality of everyday life for the elderly community, together with social events, guest speakers from NHS, council, local history and many more. We welcome the over 55s to come along and have a chat, get involved and meet new people, forming new friendships. We meet in the Park Centre, 45 Kerr Street, Kirkintilloch, G66 1LF, on the last Thursday of every month from 10:30am to 12 noon. Tea, coffee, biscuits served. The next meeting is in September 25th. No need to book. We'll look forward to meeting you. Campsie Accordion and Fiddle Club. The club was started 30 years ago by Billy Hutton, who received a BEM in the King's Honours List last year for his services to community with the club. His wife and some friends. The club won Club of the Year 3 times from the National Association of Accordion and Fiddle Clubs. Members meet in the Country House Hotel, Lennoxtown at 7:30pm, the first Tuesday of the month, September till May. Concert. St Cyprian's Church, Lenzie, Saturday, September 27th, 7:30pm. Ailey Gillespie and Sharon Griffiths join forces to present a beautiful programme of music for the flute and harp. Programme highlights include Bach G minor Sonata, Debussy First Arabesque, Arbeit in Entracht, Piazzolla Bordel 1900, Cafe 1930, Nightclub 1960. Tutankhamun. Embark on a journey through ancient Egypt following an 8-metre high 360-degree immersive video mapping room, a seated virtual reality experience, and artefacts from Cairo, plus a hologram room showing the mummification process of Pharaoh Tutankhamun. Combining cutting-edge technology with rich historical narratives, the exhibition features the impressive 360-degree projections spanning 1,200 square metres of projection. SEC until October 26. And that was this week's District News, date Wednesday the 17th of September.
Kirkintilloch Herald Sport. Football. City still have job to do in Ireland. Written by Brian Newell, read by Alan Todd. Glasgow City head coach Leanne Ross is adamant the job's not done as her side look to progress in the Europa Cup. City take a 3-0 lead over to Ireland for the second leg of their first qualifying round clash with Athlone Town today, Wednesday. Sophia Mata set up all 3 goals as Amy Anderson, Linda Motalo and Lisa Forrest found the net at a Drich Petershill Park last midweek. It was the visitors who created the first big chance, but Lee Gibson, making her 50th European appearance, tipped away Kelly Brady's effort. City went in front on 14 minutes when Mata's low cross from the left found Anderson lurking at the back post to slot home. Motlalo and Lana Golub both went close either side of half-time before City did double their advantage on 54 minutes as Mata found Motlalo unmarked in the box. On the hour mark, they had a third as Mata once again the provider for Forrest to find the net. Town pushed for a way back into the tie, but the City defence and Gibson especially stood firm to maintain their clean sheet. Ross told the club's media team, "I thought it took us a wee while to get going, but once we did, I thought we played extremely well and took our opportunities. A sloppy start could have cost us, but we dug in and made sure we've gone in 1-up at half-time, and went on from there in the second. The result is just a platform. We saw how dangerous they are in attack, so the job's not done, and we need to go over there, be professional, and put in a performance that will see us into the next round." City were back in SWPL 1 action on Sunday with a trip to bottom of the table Hamilton Accies. They secured a 1-0 win with a goal from Natalia Roble, despite having Golub sent off 8 minutes into the second period. Following their trip to Ireland, it is a home match with Hearts this Sunday. Written by Brian Newell, read by Alan Todd. Football. Waddle says Bannon has become a legend for Owls. Uncredited. Read by Alan Todd. Chris Waddle insists Barry Bannon has earned legendary status at Sheffield Wednesday, praising his leadership and application. Waddle, who spent time in Scotland with Falkirk, was a player that truly got supporters off their seats as he produced magic for the Owls during the early 90s. The former England winger was only at Hillsborough for a few years, but left such a mark that not a single fan would question his place as a club legend. Bannon started his footballing journey at Lenzie Youth Club before moving on to Albion Rovers and then Celtic. He first made his name at Aston Villa and after a brief spell at Crystal Palace arrived at Wednesday in 2015. Bannon, who was capped 27 times for Scotland, now captains the crisis-ridden club where he signed a new deal last month. Despite having made well over 400 appearances, there are still some who question his place among the club's greats, but Waddle isn't one of them. The former Newcastle United and Tottenham Hotspur man gave his thoughts on All Wednesday, speaking thanks to esportsbets.com. Waddle said, "Barry's been there a long time. He's always given 100% and is always saying the right things on behalf of the club as well. He's a good captain, a good leader, and it will be very important at the minute for manager Henrik Pedersen to have somebody like that in the changing room. He'll go down as a Wednesday legend, and rightly so, for what he's done at the football club." Read by Alan Todd.
Speedway. A mountain to climb in second leg. Report by Phil Lanning. Glasgow Tigers boss Cammy Brown admits his side have a mountain to climb to reach the Championship playoff final. Tigers suffered a heavy 52-38 defeat in the first leg of their playoff semi-final away to Edinburgh Monarchs on Friday. The visitors went into the clash having topped the standings during the regular season and had beaten Edinburgh 3 times last month. However, it would be without Dan Thompson and Vilas Nagel, who are both at the SGP2 in Denmark, while Max Perry has an arm injury. Tigers were able to call upon guest riders Nikolai Clint, Simon Larbert and Dale Wood, but in difficult wet conditions found themselves outgunned by their biggest rivals. Kyle Howarth was top scorer in the night with 13 points, but lacked backup with Leon Flint the next best with 7, being bettered by 5 of the Monarchs. Brown said, "It's always tough coming to Armadale. They are a good team in their own home track. The weather made conditions tricky. It was very wet and cold and our boys just couldn't get out of the starts. Trying to pass in those conditions is almost impossible, and it was an uphill struggle all night. Plus, we were missing 3 riders, which always makes life so hard. It's frustrating because we've been good here all season. It's clear to see how much we miss Dan Thompson, especially who has been outstanding at Armadale all season. But the boys did very well to fight back in the latter stages and reduce the deficit. Kyle Howarth and Freddie Hodder battled so hard, while Dale Wood and Leon Flint also worked for every point. It was just a very rare off night for Chris Harris. We've beaten Edinburgh with 53 and 58 points on the last 2 occasions. We'll need to do it again. The boys gave it everything, but now we know we have a mountain to climb for the second leg at Ashfield in a fortnight. We will fight for every point to get to the final. Tigers host Redcar Bears in the BSN Series first leg on Friday, with the second leg on Teesside the next day. After that, it's the second leg of the KO Cup semi-final at home to Poole Pirates on Tuesday, September 23rd. That report was written by Phil Lanning.
Kieran is representing Scotland at the Euros. Written by Brian Yule, read by Alan Todd. Kieran Burns from Bishopbriggs will represent Scotland at the Power Chair Euro Nations Cup in Italy. The championship, organised by the European Power Chair Football Association, EPFA, takes place in Legnano, Sabbiadoro from today, Wednesday, until next Thursday, September 25th. Hosted by the Italian Paralympic Power Chair Sports Federation, FIPPS, it is the first official European Championship for the para sport. Participating nations include England, France, Germany, Belgium, Spain, Italy, Denmark, Scotland, the Republic of Ireland and Northern Ireland. For Scotland, it is a landmark opportunity to compete on the European stage and showcase their skill, determination and national pride. Burns wrote on his Facebook page, "Nothing better than having that Scotland top on again and getting ready to represent on the biggest stage. This sport means everything to me, its past, present and future. For all the hard times, I'm so grateful for all these happy ones. The players have been great to spend time with and everyone is working hard. A big thank you to everyone's donations to my GoFundMe making this journey possible. I also want to give a big thanks to Ryan Galloway as he has not stopped working relentlessly to make sure everything is ready to go for all of us. There is so much that goes into these tournaments beyond the playing and coaching, all the work behind the scenes. I'm sure all the squad would agree. Earlier this month, Burns, who is the founder and player coach of FC United, United to Prevent Suicide, left his English club Manchester United to join Villa Rockets. He added, "I remember how much as a young boy I loved the thought of playing in a Manchester United shirt, and for these last 2 years I got to live that dream. I am grateful for every opportunity and always gave everything I had for the club to succeed on and off the court. Now I'm so excited to join a Villa squad with such high quality. The chance to be back in the English Premiership and to be pushed to that next level is very motivating. Always bet on yourself. Belief goes a long way, and I'm ready to put in the hard work." Written by Brian Newell, read by Alan Todd. Ashfield boss wants young side to become more ruthless. Uncredited. Read by Alan Todd. Ashfield manager Peter Hill would like to see his side become more ruthless in front of goal. Despite going down to 10 men, his side would win 2-1 at home to Creetown to book their place in the third round of the South Challenge Cup, but they left it late. Manus Connor gave Ashfield the lead on 36 minutes, but at a wet and windy Stepford Park, the visitors equalised with 15 minutes to go. The hosts then had Lewis Sanderson sent off, but Ewan Bonham grabbed a dramatic winner 4 minutes into stoppage time. Hill told the club's media team, "I think we created 8 or 9 clear-cut chances in the game, but it is becoming a running theme that we are having to create so many chances to win games. Don't get me wrong, we're into the next round of the Cup and that's all that matters, especially when you looked at our squad and we had 12 players missing. We had young boys out there and they bossed it. We cut them open something like 7 times. It was just that we couldn't finish. We are creating chances and that's great, but it is frustrating at times because I thought we moved them out of their shape really well without taking advantage." I think the average age of the squad was 21, but it is credit to them that they dug in when they went down to 10 men to grab that last minute winner. It shows all the boys have bought in, that they have to fight and desire to score a 94th minute winner is a really great feeling for the group. Petershill will join Ashfield in the next round with a 6-1 demolition of visitors Sauchie. Caledonian Locomotives were knocked out after losing 3-2 on penalties at home to Kilbirnie Ladeside following a 1-1 draw. Rossvale lost 4-0 as they entertained Jeanfield Swifts, while Kirkintilloch Rob Roy were beating 2-1 at Glenrothes. There's more cup action this Saturday with the second round of the Scottish Communities Cup taking place. Fixtures: Petershill vs St Anthony's, Bellshill Athletic vs West Park United, Dalry Thistle vs Finnart, Eglinton vs Glasgow Perthshire, Kirkintilloch Rob Roy vs Burghead Thistle, Rossvale vs Larkhall Thistle. Ashfield are already through to the third round after beating Ardeer Thistle last month, while locals were knocked out by Banks O'Dea. Read by Alan Todd.
Thanks for listening to this week's edition of the Kirkintilloch and Bishopbriggs Herald podcast. We hope you enjoyed the podcast, and there will be another one next week.